So to start the video, I'll just kind of give a background and an explanation of what Ashes is for anyone who's been under a rock and doesn't have a clue what the game is about. Ashes of Creation is a massive multiplayer online game, so kind of think games like Guild Wars, WoW and stuff in that genre, but it's totally different. So the main structure of the game is built around the unique node system, where people actually playing the game are going to be able to change the mega server they're on and the world, so to speak. So you're going to basically see villages, cities, metropolises rise from these nodes and be built by guilds and alliances. Then they'll be attacked and fall and lose levels till the decreasing are gone. They'll be rebuilt anew by other guilds and alliances, and what that's literally going to do is create a kind of dynamic, ever-changing world, like Steven Shariff had explained. The territories from the nodes will expand out and go into other territories, causing more conflict and wars, and then you're going to add in the open world PvP with the professions, the animal husbandry, and all the other crazy things that they've got happening in this game. It's just going to be absolutely insane. It truly is going to be a next-gen game. But to go back to 2017, so you know when it all started, they asked for a Kickstarter of, well, they had a Kickstarter of $750,000 crowdfunding, but ended up reaching $3.2 million, nearly 20,000 backers, which is ridiculous, and over $300,000 of that was reached in the first hour, which in my opinion is not hard to believe at all, being that it's exactly what all the gamers have been looking for, and he just stepped forward and chose to actually get it done. But to give you some background of Steven Shariff, the creative director, he was a long-term MMO player, I think for over 20 years. He ran his own guilds, which were really decent sized, and on a lot of the streams I've watched, there was one in particular, he talked about exploits and other things, which for me shows that when you've got a guy like that with a vision like this, that is the perfect combination to make a really player-friendly, non-toxic environment, especially exploit-free, which I'm kind of confident about. But he got sick to death of, from what I gather, you know, the pay-to-win for definite, the shoddy game mechanics, or the microtransactions in a way the pay-to-win was working, and kind of just greed of MMOs rather than quality. So most of us can't do much. We'd love to do what he did, but he was lucky enough to get a lot of money when he was younger from working hard, which I won't go into, but if you want any details on that, you know, or any more info on him, drop it in the comment section, I'll get back to you. But he self-funded with the Kickstarter to date $45 million put into this game of his own money, which is just ridiculous. Not only that, they've made this open development, so you're seeing stuff that no other game developer would really let you see, all the downsides, and you have a direct link to them during the alphas or the forums or the streams to help change the game, and they are literally listening and changing and tweaking the game to make it even better, which is just unbelievable. And I think it's just gonna make this game absolutely blow up when it launches. And to get back on Steven a little bit more, he's literally just a normal guy. It's crazy how down to earth he is. Like, I'll show you one of the streamers now that he was just trolling, and it's just so refreshing to see someone who's not scripted and not just an android suit. Like, I'll let it play out now so you can see.
Yeah, let's get to farming, guys. We gotta make sure that we get this done. Accept invitation to the Bald Guild. Accepting. Yes, Mongor has joined the guild. I am now in Bald. Your guild. Okay. Very, very funny. Good one. Good one. There's body blocking. The reason... God. Okay. The reason why there's...
Where would you get that on any other dev? Like, just trolling some of the biggest YouTubers going, or streamers, but it really is refreshing to see that he's just on that level, on that wavelength, and he's not above himself or anyone else. And I just think that's, amongst all the devs, and the devs are doing great work, and amongst all the things going on with the community and you know, the timing of the game, Unreal Engine 5, if someone else was in his position at the top with a different attitude and more of that suit vibe, I really don't believe it would be going so well. And the decisions he's making just keep being consistently good. There's some issues with the combat and other things, but he's definitely going in the right direction, like no other game dev or any game I've followed before has done, which is just insane. But to finish it off on, Steven Shariff, I thought, being that he's a massive, huge part of the game, the only reason he's there, it's not like if it was Blizzard or Microsoft that put this much depth on the company, but it's a person. So I thought he at least deserved some of that information, and people who want to back the game or play it know what's going on. But even with like slipping up on streams and doing stuff where you can see Margaret Crone, the lead community manager, is basically ready to strangle him. But it just brings authenticity, and realism. So it's like, the guy's legit and he's doing everything right, but at the same time, he's kind of still getting put in his place. He's not the top. Like, if he will get called out and stuff. Clearly, you can see if they don't believe it's in the right direction. But even now, I'll show you a clip. Like, he messes up and he leaks basically the level for that Alpha 2 that will be participating.
I know people are going to be super hyped to see some of those prototypes coming in the next few months as you are ready to showcase them.
Oh, did I accidentally leak 35?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I just want to say that's our target goal. I hope the design team's going to yell at me. We didn't for sure decide on 35 yet, but no. That's our target goal.
That's why I was like,
we're going to end up around 35, I think. So, it is what it is.
It's subject to change, as with all design and development. There.
Yes, there you go. Subject to change. Yes, you don't know exactly it's going to be 35 yet, so just keep that in your back pocket.
I was like, oh, they're taking that and going.
Yes, I know.
But to jump off talking about Steven and Intrepid Studios, what I want to talk about now is the footage you're seeing. So a lot of people coming or watching this might think this is a fully launched game. You've got to bear in mind this is all pre-alpha footage from years ago, which is actually really good for the time it took to make it. It's Alpha 1 footage as well, so it's not even at Alpha 2 yet. We're going towards Alpha 2, and the footage you're seeing, bar the video I've got up here, was Unreal Engine 4, but they made another awesome decision now to go next gen and jump into Unreal Engine 5, which is going to help graphically the game, the longevity of the game. They're going to be able to work more devs at once on set parts of the game within the game, and the systems that they can use will just be much more efficient. And I just think it was an awesome decision for them to make now, going to Alpha 2, rather than making that decision when they were fully launched on the game. But bear that in mind when you see this footage. This isn't a finished game. This is much better than any of the other alphas I've seen or pre-alpha stages, and it's just ridiculous shown. These some negatives I'll talk about in the video, but just what we're seeing now, and over the 4 years of watching this develop, it's just everything they've said they were going to do so far they've done. Jumping on to the gameplay though, and some of the professions and other things she's really going to hear about, it's going to have a massive mix of gameplay features. It's insane. That are extremely in-depth. There's going to be a lot of replayability value from the game or for the game. There will be castle sieges, which is how you take down the nodes, which will be 250 versus 250 and aim at getting 500 v 500 matches, which will decrease the level of the node and eventually destroy the node if these sieges keep happening. There'll basically be a way of... There'll be stuff like when summoners are trying to summon stuff, if they come together, band together, you'll be able to get even more powerful summons within the siege to attack the node. Now, I don't know if that's going to be in 4-game launch or something they're working on, but it is on the wiki. There's going to be open world PvP with a corruption-based anti-griefing system in place, which causes XP loss and incentivizes basically not being a douche. Animal husbandry and in-depth taming systems. There's going to be breeding and mutations for said breeding systems and tames to tame, loads of them. Think a mix of Pokemon, Arc, Atlas style. But the only other issue that I potentially have with Ashes of Creation is that they don't delay too long the full release of the game. I get they've got to, not rush it and not mess up like some of the other games, which I won't get into right now. They're, should still be in alpha in my opinion, not even a full game, but it is what it is. That being said though, I think with the way it's gone, they could launch the game and then develop with the DLCs and patches and stuff. Because of the scope of how massive this game is, it could just go on forever, and that's exactly what's happened with Star Citizens. More and more is getting added and it's just never launching, and it's just not a good thing. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think Intrepid's really on point, and the whole team as a whole, know what they're doing. One of my main concerns, but I think it's definitely get working on as well, this is my main one, is the combat. So tab target action kind of hybrid. I think from what I've seen, it looks reasonable, but it definitely needs worked on. So being that I'm in Alpha 2, I'm really going to get stuck into that as well as all the other systems and watch it progress. But even if it isn't up to par, even if it needs work on, that's what the Alpha 2 is for. It's a persistent Alpha 2, and it'll progress into the Beta 1 and 2 and into full launch, and I'm 100% confident that by the time full launch comes, it is one of the best combat systems. Well, hoping. I think everything I'm seeing, if you go off the actions and the words they spoke, I think they can definitely pull it off. But I do think there's going to be ups and downs along the way, and a lot of you know, knocking that they're going to get, but I think they'll pull it off and go in the right direction. Concluding the video though, I think the game is going to be really good, and in my personal opinion, and this isn't someone who's just jumped on the hype train, I've been following this for years. There's a lot of the guys, if you're in Discord watching, or if you played with me on Xbox before I switched to PC, you'll see that I've been banging people's head, knocking and just going on and on about this and blagging people's head with it for a long time. So for me to see it coming to this point and actually getting to this stage is pretty awesome, being that it's going to be a game I'm going to main. My whole channel will be based around, our whole community Discord will be mainly based around Ashes, you know, as well as some of the other crazy things. And it's just going to be good to actually get in there and have a game where we can really get into a long-term game we can play. And the PvP, the PvE, it's going to be crazy. We do have a community Discord, and if any of you are looking for a guild or will be playing an Alpha 2 or down the line and more interested in this stuff, I'm going to leave my Discord information in the description below, so just feel free to add me there. And I will actually be applying for Ashes of Creation content creator. Now I know it's a long stretch, but I think if I get some more content on my channel, you know, I might be in with a chance. Even if I don't get to be part of the content creator program, I'll still be making videos. So if there's anything you want to know in a video form, because I know we've got the Discord and other things where you can read, but if there's anything you want to know in a video form, any information at all, no matter how small or big it is, drop it in the comment section below, and it'll just give us ideas and see what people are wanting to watch. I will be making a lot more videos on Ashes of Creation, and the channel will be maining around Ashes of Creation. I'm just trying to make ones that are different, that aren't the same as everyone else. And once we are, like I was saying, we are in Alpha 2, there'll be so much more footage I can get of my own and experiences and in-depth information, which will just benefit anyone coming into the game, even if you don't have access to Alpha 2. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing, as well as montages and just kind of videoing some of the footage of our guilds, maybe doing world bosses or stuff like that, or the PvP, or even getting a node. But I appreciate you watching, and hopefully you'll check out the next Ashes video.